We do. We study. We study weather. We study medicine. We study mechanical stuff. We study everything, human psychology. So this is a topic in itself.
Right.
I don't mention about the degrees that I've done. No, I'm not going to do that because I want to stick on to what I am today as an aviator.
That's.
So there's a lot of scope here.
So let's talk about your acting career. You have been in, I guess, so many movies.
40 years.
Yeah. So okay. So I'll just give you an option, like acting industry or aviation. Both. Like what if you had to choose one?
It's like do you want to choose your right eye or left eye?
I would choose both, obviously.
What's your surname?
I'm Sharma.
I'm Lama. Does that make any difference? No, it doesn't make any difference. They're human beings, man. Thank you, young Vijay, for bringing me here.
सर सर एकचोटि यहाँ आउनु न तपाईँ यता आउनुहोस् हामी यहाँ काम गर्दैछौँ अर्को सर यहाँ आउनु न ए भाइ काम गर काम कस्तो मान्छे नमान्ने यार भनेको मदन बहादुर नाउ यता नाउ भने यता नाउ
किन नाउ
यता नाउ न भने अरे नाउनु भने हत्ते कस्तो
किन भने किन नाउनु
नाउ भने के कस्तो तिमी भन्यो कुरा
ले
उता जानु हुँदैन के ल
ले के गरिहाल्यो
ऊ त्यो टावर छ नि त्यहाँ विकिरण भन्ने हुन्छ अरे होइन त्यसले मान्छेको स्वास्थ्यलाई नराम्रो असर गर्छ अरे क्या
कसले भने
हल्ला सुने
जनताको स्वास्थ्यमा विकिरणले असर नगरोस् भनेर विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठनले तोकेको मापदण्ड पूरा गर्दै टावर निर्माण गरेर सञ्चालनमा ल्याएको छ ढुक्क हुनुहोस् र दूरसञ्चार सेवाको उपभोग गर्नुहोस्
हो नि संसारमा सबै देशहरूमा यस्ता टावरहरू हुन्छन् त्यहाँ पनि मोबाइल इन्टरनेट त्यहाँ पनि चल्छ हाम्रो देशमा पनि त्यस्तै त हो नि
हट्यो यो टावरको विषयमा जुन मलाई एउटा भरम थियो नि आजदेखि त्यो भरम हट्यो
अबदेखि हल्लाको पछि कहिले नलाग्नु
लाग्दैन तिम्रै पछाडि लाग्छ है
Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of Monday Blues with Subhash, powered by Coffee Baby and sponsored by Nepal Telecommunications Authority. Azako location is pretty new to me pani because I've always been in this location, but then as I say to have an interaction with a bigger personality, that's the first time. As I say, I'm at the Solti Hotel, which is located in Tachal. Everyone may have known about it. So Azako guest ko kura garihalauँ हैन. Today's guest for my episode is he is the king of aviation sector. He has recently been the wide body instructor for Nepal Airlines, and also he's an actor as well. He's a bigger personality, so I guess you might have made your guess. So without any further ado, let me welcome my guest. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Sorry, I kept you waiting for a long time.
That's no problem. That's no problem. Let's start without any further delay. You've been in this aviation industry since quite a while, I guess.
Yeah, the early 80s.
Early 80s. When you see maybe more than a decade.
38
years of. So let me start by asking you this: like, what kind of things have you seen in all those years in your industry or in your flying career? What things have you seen?
I have experienced many things, and I have also seen a whole lot of changes from the day I was inducted in the airline. That was in 1988, July 1st, and I completed my 58th birthday. That is the limit for pilots to fly. I completed that on March 7th this year, and I'm back again with the airline. I've seen a lot of changes, Subhas. It was not like what it is today. The earlier days, there was only, that time it used to be known as Royal Nepal Airlines, Shahi Nepal Vayu Seva Nigam, and Nepal Army. That was also Royal Army name.
Right.
And few other airlines like Indian Airlines, Thai, Lufthansa, very few airlines used to operate. And there was only Nepal Airlines for the domestic. But now see how many domestic airlines we have,
Exactly.
how many big airlines are operating in Nepal. That's a huge change.
That is a huge change. Yes.
And
That.
so many airports coming up.
Yeah. And two new airports are coming up, which is obviously the Pokhara Airport and the Vairavara Airport.
No mini, yeah.
Yes, I think in terms of airport and in terms of so many airlines coming up, I think we may have improved. But do you think there should be any other changes, like while the government should look into it?
There are many things that the government has to look into, but I'm not going to pinpoint anything because they are also working. You cannot keep forcing. First thing that you have to understand is the status of the country.
Right.
Look where we are heading.
Right.
We need political stability in this
Right.
country. We need a firm government which is going to rule for 5 years every term.
Exactly.
Does not matter. That can be the leftist or the rightist or whoever. Okay. As long as we don't have this stability, I cannot keep griping about things not being done. But if you look at the context of development in this country after the dawn of democracy, yeah, we have developed. Otherwise, you'd not be sitting here and talking to me.
Right.
This used to be illegal.
Right.
You could never say anything about the government, Panchayati Raj,
Exactly.
We are in a democratic world now. A lot of changes. Look, we have young generation like you coming up. That's why I always feel, instead of giving negative comments or diverting people's mind into the negativity of the activities that's happening, why not talk about positive stuff? That
Exactly.
will lead you into a positive mind. You are exactly what you think you are.
Right.
If you think you're poor, you're poor.
Exactly.
Despite having loads of wealth, If you think you're poor. So there's a saying, mind is a very powerful tool. It can lead you, it can mislead you, it can make you, it can break you.
So it's more like it is what it is.
Yeah. But look at the aviation industry. It has developed.
It has.
It has come out. Now we are waiting for this ICAO to give us the green signal. Recent ICAO audit was really good. Civil Aviation Authority is really good. My friend Raju stressed in the safety. They have been working very hard to bring about safety. You touch wood, like past few years, we haven't had any mishaps or bad news that we had to listen to,
Exactly.
hear about every monsoon time, right?
Exactly.
So
Right.
I'm just keeping this year also. Let's keep it that way. Sky is safe.
Exactly.
So the development rate is slightly slow, but look, we are doing good. We are doing good. Comparatively, like even after the COVID, I think we are going to bounce back.
So, since you've already got the topic of the COVID, I guess you were on a mission to rescue Nepalese people in
I
different
got-
countries.
Yeah, I contracted COVID,
Oh, right,
Delta variant, right?
right.
That was the first lot. Nobody knew how to deal. So I really want to thank all the doctors and nurses, especially nurses, and those caretakers at the hospital. They're real fighters.
Exactly.
They're real fighters. You have to give them kudos. Sisters, the nurses, they used to wear that PPE for 12 hours, 14 hours. And when you don into that PPE, you cannot come out of it again and again because you have to position yourself into that PPE. It's very difficult. So they have sacrificed a lot for this nation.
So, in total, how many missions at the lockdown time? How many missions have you completed to getting
Me?
people? Yeah.
Don't have any numbers. I stayed here only. We were boarded here, and after every flight we used to isolate ourselves in the rooms. We are never allowed to mix around. Took our PCR test, rapid test, just to ensure that we are not infected. That went on for many months, years. So I have done what people can only imagine.
So hats off to that dedication, and obviously, like a person like you, usually aviation sector ma चाहिँ a lot of people take you as an inspiration. I've seen
That's
a lot of
because
my
I'm a public figure, you know.
Exactly.
There are many, many other pilots just like me. They are absolutely perfect professionals. They have done a lot also. It's just that they are in the back door a little bit, behind the scene. But for me, I don't know, it's fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you say, I've been in the media for a long time, so I've been quite vocal about everything. People recognize my face, so they have made me an iconic figure, which I'd like to dedicate this to all the rest of the crew members, you know, flying in Nepal and the rest of the world. They are all icons, you know.
Right. So let's get to the wide body instructor that you have.
Type-rated instructor. Yes.
Yeah. So usually a lot of people do not know what that is. Right.
You're just an instructor. You become a teacher.
Okay. So
Now I'm allowed to instruct, produce new captains and co-pilots, do their test, do their exams. You know, I conduct their training, which requires a lot of preparation and requires a lot of knowledge and skill. So I think I've reached that stage.
And like if you look at the aviation sector, and a lot of people are opting into the aviation sector. Like so many of my friends, they're like, okay, I think there is a scope in aviation sector. Like what kind of scopes do you usually see?
Scope. Huge scope. You come here with maths and physics in your +2, but that does not make us illiterates, okay? Just because somebody has masters or PhDs
Right.
or bachelors, don't think that you are more educated than us. Our field of education is aviation. So
True.
we graduate ourselves in different time, different position, different methods, different subjects, and we keep studying and studying it. So I've been fighting for equivalent, you know.
Right.
For me, if you look at me now, wide body, 330 aircraft, which is near about 230 tons of weight, maximum weight, you know. Landing weight is about 180 tons. Passengers, if you include the crew members, nearly 300 passengers on board. It's not a joke. We study. We
Right.
study weather, we study medicine, we study mechanical stuffs, we study everything, human psychology. So this is a topic in itself.
Right.
I don't mention about the degrees that I've done. No, I'm not going to do that because I want to stick on to what I am today as an
Correct.
aviator.
That's
So there's a lot of scope here. There's a lot of scope. Tell me any other job when you do all your training, come back, you just wait about 1 year or maybe 1.5, 2 years. You get into a job as a first officer. Minimum wage would be, your salary would be about 80,000 to 150,000 rupees. Give me one job in Nepal which gives you that much, the initial stage. Even our cabin crew members, you know, cabin crew in Nepal Airlines itself, they gross in an average of 100,000 per month.
that
Look
is
I feel
wow.
my greatest passion, my greatest respect, my greatest dream, biggest dream was to be a doctor, which I couldn't do it because I drifted to different line, you know.
Right.
When I see these fantastic human beings, you know, they save lives and they study so much. They take 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and when they come out and when they start the job, look at them. I feel bad for them, you know. And they keep studying and studying and studying, just like we do.
Right.
We study the new technology, we need new methods, but they have to keep updating. New diseases. Look, COVID did. Look what COVID did.
True.
The direct strike was on the medical field, right?
True. Right.
They lost
Yes.
initial stages, but they have won now. So this is how I look. Come, Nepal is growing.
Yes.
Now everybody values time.
And respects it
Yeah,
as well.
values time. So because of the time factor also, air travel is the fastest and the safest means of transportation. This is where you save time.
True.
Would you like to go to Thailand driving on a car or by ship? Definitely not.
Not.
How many months are you going to waste? How many weeks are you going to waste? You know? Well, you just fly there 2.5, 3 hours. You know, you're right there, Shabazz. You go have fun, look around, do your business, and come out, and then you're back home here. You fly from Kathmandu to Delhi. You do your work in Delhi in the afternoon. You fly back here, and you're back home. Which helps you? What helps you? The aviation industry.
Yes. That is
So I
definitely
take pride
correct.
in being what I am.
Right. Right. So in off-air ma huँदाखेरि we talked about a bit of your upcoming show, the black and white.
Yes, it's not an upcoming show. It's which I had been doing that. I had that show for nearly 10 years on Email Channel, black and white. Now I'm coming up with a new show. I'm negotiating with our team with different television. Black and white with Vijay Lama. More mature show.
I cannot wait to watch that.
Thank you.
And we'll keep talking about it. We'll talk about your acting industry as well, because you have been there since a while, I guess.
Yep.
And with that, we'll just take a short little break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it again.
Great.
So see you guys after the break.
के भयो
लौ नानी मेरो त फोनै हराएछ
हेलो
त्यो तपाईँले अहिले कुरा गरिरहेको फोन त मेरो हो नि
त्यस्तो महँगो फोन पनि खसाउँदै हिँड्नुहुन्छ
कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँ अहिले
म अहिले यहाँ भ्रिकुटी गेटमा ठ्याक्कै बसिरहेको छु है त्यसले नआउनुहोस् है
ल ल ल
हेलो
म त यहाँ भिडकुटी मण्डपको आइपुगेँ त तपाईँ कहाँ हो खै
गङ्गालाल हस्पिटलको गेटमा छु त्यहाँ आउनु पाएन म
कहाँबाट गङ्गालाल हस्पिटल फेरि तेरि
1 मिनेटमा है तुरुन्तै
फेरि गङ्गालाल हस्पिटलको गेट
हेलो
ल म यहाँ गङ्गालाल हस्पिटलको गेटमा छु तपाईँ कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ
ए म त यहाँ अहिले बनेपा आइपुगेँ होइन
बनेपा
फोनले बनेपा आउनुहोस् है
होइन के तालको मान्छे हो तपाईँ
ल तुरुन्तै 1 मिनेटमा
लौ न तुरुन्तै नजिकैको दूरसञ्चार कार्यालयमा गएर मोबाइल सेवा बन्द गर्नु पर्यो नत्र दुरुपयोग गर्ला है भनिदिएको छु मैले
सम्बन्धित दूरसञ्चार सेवा प्रदायकको कार्यालयमा गई सिम बन्द गरौँ र आफ्नो नाममा भएको सिमको दुरुपयोग हुन नदेऊ.
Welcome back from the break, guys. I'm still with Captain Vijay Lama with me. We were talking about the aviation industry. We're talking about the wide body instructor, what it does, the challenges, what has been done throughout the COVID times. Also, COVID times, like, what do you think our economy is in right now after the COVID? Like, do you think it will bounce back? Do you think like
It has to bounce back.
Yes.
There's no alternate to that. Give me an alternative. Do you? Or you want to die?
There's no other way.
Die. Hey, come on, guys. It's time to start thinking positive.
Exactly.
This COVID did not hit only Nepal. It hit the world.
Right.
So if the world is recuperating from that, recovering, we better do that. We are a
Right.
global citizen.
Exactly.
We're not only Nepalese. We're
Wherever
global.
we go, we are at least a citizen
We're
of
global.
somewhere.
We're human beings.
Right.
Well, you are what? Subhaspot? I don't even know. What's your surname?
I'm Sharma.
I'm Lama. Does that make any difference?
No.
It doesn't make any difference. We're human beings, man.
That's
why I'm
my
talking
belief
to
as
you.
well.
That's
Actually,
why I'm talking to you.
exactly.
If you're not a human being, if you're an alien, or if I saw a lion sitting in front of me, no, I would not. See, that's
so
it.
मेरो पनि
Global.
that's my belief as well. Like, God sent us one. Like त्यो भन्छ नि, like भगवानले एकै नाश गरेर पठाएको हुन्छ हैन, and like everyone's blood is the same. It's red. Right.
समय परिवर्तनको भन्छ के परिवर्तन के पनि ल्याउनु पर्दैन परिवर्तन बाहिर ल्याउने होइन के परिवर्तन
आफूमा ल्याउने हो. True.
मनभित्रको परिवर्तनलाई नै ठुलो शक्ति मान्नुपर्छ हामीले
Right. So let's talk about your acting career. You have been in, I guess, so many
40
movies.
years now.
Yeah. So
Before
like,
flying.
okay. So I'll just give you an option, like acting industry or aviation.
Both.
Both. Like, what if you had to choose one?
It's like, do you want to choose your right eye or left eye?
I would choose both, obviously.
See, it's an art. Flying is an art. Acting is an art.
So, like,
Comprehensively, when you look at it also, you should not disfigure it.
right,
This is, do you want right hand or do you want left hand? I want both hands, man.
right, true,
This is what I've grown up with.
True.
I'm a multitasker. Why can't you be one?
right.
I'm sure you do something else besides this podcast.
Yes,
What
I
do
do.
you do?
I run an cafe. I run in media.
Okay, which one do you want to choose? Media or the cafe?
I would choose both.
Yeah, because that's part of your life. You have to start growing up in the mental status of every human being.
Exactly.
That come up, look, I cannot limit myself to anything.
True. Yes. Now I would come to that question. Like, usually people are like, I'm killing my dreams and I'm just gonna do this. I wanted to be this, but my dreams could not let me do
Who
it.
gives a hoot about who wants to do what?
Like,
they
usually
want to do,
people
right?
say that, but like, what do you want
Lazy
to
people
say them?
that. Excuse. All excuses. There are so many options in life. If
Right.
this does not happen, that will happen.
Right.
If that doesn't happen, that will happen,
Right.
So
So it's
you
more like
start
a backup
making-
thing.
It's a backup. कुनै कारणले भएन होला नि त अब त्यही पछाडि गएर आए गरेर रुने मेरो चलन छैन रुने त त्यतिखेर हुन्छ मन दुख्दाखेरि दुःख भएको बेलामा रुने हो हैन त्यो आँसुले त्यसलाई पखालेर लानुपर्छ क्या
Right. That is
दुःख मलाई
very
छैन।
deep. That is very deep.
मलाई पनि टन्नै दुःख छ नि
Right.
I have lot of दुःख तर don't bring it out.
It's more like, don't show your weakness out.
You want to share your happiness. Why sadness?
Right.
People will not try to listen to your sadness, दुःखको कुरा के अनि एकछिन बिचारा भन्छ पछाडि गएर they are going to talk about your दुःख. You want to share happiness, positive stuff.
You know what my thinking about weakness and struggle, like happiness and dukha is कि like आफ्नो दुःखलाई दुःख गरेर लाने हैन रे के दुःखलाई सुखमा कन्भर्ट गर्यो भने त्यो दुःख 101 आफै निस्किदै जान्छ भन्ने हो के मेरो
जिम
चाहिँ
आएको हैन Tranquility Spa. I come here every day and I don't have flight. Next to the pool, Salty Hotel, Tranquility Spa. It's a great place to spend time. Bhuvan Faizu, he is the CEO, he is the owner of this Tranquility Spa. He's such an inspiration for me. He started from nothing.
Right.
He's got 16-17 spas all around Nepal, in Malaysia. They're starting in Dubai. Look at this. He learned.
Right.
So, दुःख कसलाई परेन कोभिड लाग्यो नेपालको इकोनोमी खत्तम भयो हामी के गर्ने रुन्छ मान्छे नबस छोड्देऊ
You have to come up strong.
Come out, man. God gave us this process of thinking mechanism
Right.
which actually tells us and guides us where we want to go.
True. Definitely. There's this quote that I always live up to. I read in, I guess you might have heard of the Chicken Soup, the book.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
about that.
There was this one quote in that book when I was reading a story about it. त्यो quote I always lived with it, and that quote was like, in everything you do, put God first, and He will direct you and crown your
always
effort
say
with
that.
success.
I always say that, the bigger force is God.
Right.
Paramatma, Param Atma. Atma भन्छ के त्यो त
Right.
परम आत्मा परमात्मा माथि छ माथि होइन परम आत्मा यहाँ
It's right inside.
the God is here. And मान्छेले के सोच्नुपर्छ भने नि जिन्दगीमा म गर्न सक्छु
आत्मबल हुनु पर्यो.
म हुन सक्छु
Right.
म पुग्न सक्छु त्यो छोटो हो के भन्ने सक्दिनँ भन्दा स्ट्रेस बढी हुन्छ हुँदैन भन्दा स्ट्रेस बढी हुन्छ दुःख भन्ने स्ट्रेस चाहिँ सुख के everything stressful is bad.
True.
So come out of it. Younger generation, come on, man, youth of this Nepal, our country, world around, you come out of that cocoon which says, look, I'm nothing. No, that's a cocoon.
You're at least something.
Which has trapped you. Come out of the cocoon,
Right.
Pearl, you must deep dive into the ocean to find a good pearl. And when you find a good pearl also, you don't know unless you break that shell.
True.
That shell is your head here. Break
Right.
it.
so much to learn, so much to hear, and my audience are definitely gonna love it. What is the one thing? Like usually, I ask to my guests, and their answers come up be like, okay, what is that one thing? My question is like, what is that one thing you'd want to look back and ask your younger self, or like say one thing that when you were young. I'll just say, if I were a 15, 16-year-old, I would be like, no, I would do something else in my life. I had different plans in my life, but then I ended up here, like handling media, handling a cafe, doing podcasts, talking with people. Like that's my speciality. Like what would you want to say to your younger self? Like when you look back to young Vijay or something.
Thank you, young Vijay, for bringing me here. Why would I want to go back?
No, like
There are many people, let me talk, कति मान्छेले आफ्नो उमेर रुकाउँछ झुटाहरू
त्यो चाहिँ हो.
म किन यङ हुनु मैले कमाएको अनुभवहरू अब म बाँड्छु नि त तपाईँहरूसँग
राइट.
म फेरि मेरो यो अनुभव लिएर सानो उमेरमा छिरेँ भने म त बौला भन्छु मलाई बिकज आई हेभ अर्न सो मच एक्सपिरियन्स.
Right. Experience is
Knowledge.
right.
So knowledge is power. I will only reminisce all the good things that I've done during my younger days. I used to be a 6-packs and an 8-packs like a Bruce Lee juke cut. You can take it out from my Facebook and then put it in your cover also, You can see, put a lot of stress when I was blackballed, It was like when I was national player in tennis. I used to be good. All those staminas, I used to run 10, 15 kilometers on the road. All the I had 6 kilometers, 8 kilometers, So those are the things I look at it, okay? But I reminisce in a good sense.
Exactly.
And that has brought me here. Look, I'm 58, now turning 59, and I feel good and fresh.
Life is all about enjoying that.
Yeah. फिर जहाँ रक्सी खाएर इन्जोय गर्ने होइन नि खाने हो रक्सी बनाएर
On a limit. On a limit.
तर रक्सीले खाने गरेर नखानुस्.
Right. On a limit.
ड्रग्स कहिले युज नगर्नुहोस् के होइन टोब्याकोहरू युज नगर्नुहोस् म भन्छु त्यो एल्कोहल भनेको त कहिले कता मेडिसिनल भ्याल्यु हुन्छ यस्तो स्टेरलाइज गर्नु एल्कोहल हुन्छ अलिकति खाएर बट फेरि कसैलाई रेस्ट्रिक्ट गर्यो भने पिपल स्टार्ट गोइङ लाइक दिस कान बी दिस इज ब्याड भनेर आउँछ.
Okay, so let's come up alikati like close near, what is the one thing you'd want to say to our audience obviously, and B, to the people, those who are wanting to get into, like young people, those who want to get into the aviation sector? What do you want to say to them?
सबैलाई समग्रमा भन्न चाहन्छु के
Right.
सकारात्मक सोचको धनी बन्नुहोस्. दुःख कसलाई छैन, गाह्रोपन कसलाई छैन, सबैलाई छ. ठुला बडा महाराज धिराजदेखि लिएर ठुला बडा नेतादेखि लिएर अरबौँ खरबौँपतिदेखि लिएर सबैलाई दुःख छ के.
Total.
फोर्ब्समा नाम भएको हाम्रो विनोद चौधरी दाइ होइन. वाउ.
His story is another inspiring one.
Ask him. दुःख छ कि छैन भनेर छ नि. But that pain you convert that into sukha.
Exactly.
हामी
Same
एक्सर्साइज
point,
गर्न
same
आउँछौँ
point.
यहाँ
Right.
जिम. दुःख छ नि मलाई. मेरो साथीहरू आमा 8-9 बजीसम्म बेडमा बसेर ब्रेकफास्ट खाउँ न यो गरौँ न भनेर फोनमा भन्छ अरे म यहाँ आउँछु राति 11-12 बजी सुत्यो भने पनि आउँछु. मलाई दुःख छ नि दौडिँदाखेरि. त्यो पसिना आइन्छ दुःख छ. वेटहरू गर्छु दुःख छ. When I finish that I feel great. Okay? Convert your pain into gain.
True. That is
अब यो
definitely true.
सबैलाई के समग्रमा पाइलट बन्न चाहनुहुन्छ, डक्टर बन्न चाहनुहुन्छ, इन्जिनियर बन्न चाहनुहुन्छ, साइन्टिस्ट बन्न चाहनुहुन्छ, जे पनि बन्न चाहनुहोस् तर खुसी बन्न सक्नुहोस् तपाईँ.
Happiness is everything.
खुसी नभएपछि पाइलट भएर के गर्ने.
True.
हावादारी गफ गरेर मसँग अरबौँ छ भनेर फुर्ती लडाएर के गर्ने. खुसी छैन भने त्यो पैसाको के काम.
Value छैन.
तपाईँसँग यहाँ म आइएम एन्जोइङ टकिङ विथ यु. मलाई खुसी नभए तपाईँलाई पनि त आई डिड अ लट अफ रिसर्च. मलाई भाइरल बन्नु छैन क्या. भोलि हुनुहोस् यो चल्छ कि चल्दैन बोलेको चल्ला. 5जनाले हेऱ्यो भने पनि मलाई केही लाग्दैन किन आइएम ह्याप्पी. 5जनाले त हेऱ्यो नि.
Happy
I
that
don't
at
want to
least people
change the
are
world.
watching at the episode.
So I don't want to change the world.
True.
Who am I? Only God can change and the nature can change the world, right?
True.
Who am I? But I want to inspire only fewबाट नै it turns into
Many.
mass. I'm not bothered. यो सो हेरेर 10,000-20,000 हजारले म इन्सपायर भएर सडकमा आउनु मलाई छैन, आओस् भन्दिनँ। तर एकजना त्यस्तो व्यक्ति जसलाई चाहिँ जहिले नेगेटिभ फिलिङ भएर बसेको छ नि, त्यो टक्क आएर मलाई फोन गर्थ्यो, कतै कमेन्टमा यो टक हेज बिन सच एन इन्सपिरेसनल थिङ, आई एम इन्सपायर, आई हेभ चेन्ज माई लाइफ, भन्नुहोस् न, कम म्यान, द्याट्स व्हाट आई वान्ट. I don't want to make this country Singapore, US, anything. I want to make this country my country, man. The real country, Nepal.
The real Nepal.
मलाई यसपालि इलेक्सनमा सबले उठ भन्ने स्थानीयमा पनि होइन. नो मेरो खाँचो भनेको नेपाल एयरलाइन भित्र चाहिँ एभिएसन इन्डस्ट्री अझै पनि पाइलटहरू पुगेको छैन. जुन ठाउँलाई मैले 35 वर्ष सेक्रिफाइस गरेर बसेँ, अब त्यो ठाउँमा मेरो पपुलारिटी कारण बाहिर आएर गभर्मेन्टसँग को पोस्टको लागि लडेर जितेर आयो भने मैले के चाहिँ पर्पज सल्भ गरेँ त? के पनि गर्दिनँ नि. 35 वर्ष मैले सेक्रिफाइस गरेर यो ठाउँलाई राम्रो बनाउँछु भन्ने ठाउँ चाहिँ छोडिदिने खाँचोको बेला, अनि यतातिर चाहिँ कुनै एउटा पोस्ट ओगटेर बस्यो होइन. म जहाँ छु त्यही नै काम गर्छु के. अहिले आएका क्यान्डिडेटहरू सबलाई मेरो बेस्ट विसेस.
That is truly inspiring. So let's come to an end. And मैले आजकल मेरो गेस्टहरूलाई चाहिँ मैले के गराउनु लागेको छु भने युजली आई एन्ड इट विथ लाइक सेयर सब्सक्राइब भनेर होइन. अहिले आजकल म चाहिँ के गरेको छु भने आई आस्क्ड माई गेस्ट टु से इट बिकज लाइक so
don't like him. Don't subscribe. I just like to cater that. Sorry, Subhas. First, my apology, but you have to be like this also. I did a lot of background check on you because if I didn't, म यहाँ तपाईँसँग बस्दैन थिएँ. अब हामीहरू पनि एउटा पब्लिक फिगर भइसक्यौँ र पब्लिक फिगर भएर एउटा पब्लिकको प्रपर्टी भइसकेर आइसकेका व्यक्तित्वहरूले के याद गर्नुपर्छ, हामीले जे बोल्छौँ त्यसको ठुलो असर पर्छ समाजमा. हामीले जे लाउँछौँ त्यसको असर आउँछ. जे खान्छौँ त्यसले ठुलो प्रभाव पार्छ क्या. त्यसकारण जे पाए त्यो नबोलिदिनु होला, जे पाए त्यो लगाएर नहिँडिदिनु होला, जे पाए त्यो नगरिदिनु होला. अहिले नेपाललाई खाँचो एकबद्धताको खाँचो छ, एकताको खाँचो छ. हरेक पोलिटिकल पार्टिजहरूलाई तपाईँहरूको क्यान्डिडेटले जित्नुपर्छ हामी भन्छौँ. तर 35,000 क्यान्डिडेटले 70,000 कि 35,000 क्यान्डिडेटले नै पाउँछ भन्ने छैन. तर जसले जित्छ उनीहरूलाई साथ दिएर काम गरिदिनुहोस् अर्को 5 वर्षको लागि होइन. जसले गर्दैनन् जित्छन् उहाँहरूले पनि हारेकाहरूलाई पनि तपाईँ हारेको होइन, तपाईँको कारण हामीले जित्यौँ, अब हामी मिलेर चाहिँ बनाऊँ भन्नु पऱ्यो. र यसरी पडकास्टहरू अहिले यङ्गर जेनेरेसन आएको खण्डमा त्यो भाइरल न्युज हेरेर एकछिन रमाउने अनि कन्फ्युज नहुनुहोस्. सब्सटेन्स कन्टेन्टहरू अहिले दिइरहेछ. सञ्जय गुप्ता भाइ सिजन
बानिया
उहाँले त भेटेको छैन. आइएम स्योर कुनै दिन कुरा गर्छ होला.
सुशान्त प्रधान पनि
प्रधान के भाइ सुशान्तको पनि आइरहेछ.
मेरो नि छ है प्लिज गाइस.
Suraj is right here, you know. Watch this younger generation with views about what life should be, what turn we need to take. फेरि उहाँहरूले मैले देखेँ पडकास्टर्सहरू, they are very down to earth के. सिम्पल किसिमको छ आजकल. This is how you talk. It's not Q&A. It's about interactions. So keep watching. अनि एउटा हामी युकेमा भाइ अस्ति हिँडै गर्नुभएको थियो. He has done a good job also. There are a lot of podcasters coming all around the world. See, podcasts become very famous because of Joe Rogan. थाहा छैन Joe Rogan?
Right.
I mean, it's happening. And I'm also coming out with a podcast very soon. It's going
Stay
to be
tuned.
Real's podcast. So podcast is one thing. I already have a YouTube channel which I'm sure you must have followed. You know? The YouTube channel, I give a lot of information about flying, live, about my bow.
YouTube channel को उहाँको पनि हालिदिन्छु डिस्क्रिप्सनमा. So go and check it out. And subscribe उहाँको पनि. मलाई सब्सक्राइब गरेपछि पनि.
We share. Now this is one time I want to tell everybody, सबैलाई मेरो विनम्र अनुरोध के छ भने हेरिदिनुहोस्, बुझिदिनुहोस्. देश अझै पनि बिग्रिसकेको छैन, बन्दैछ। सर्भाइभर हौँ हामीहरू,
राइट।
हामी कसैको दास भएर बसेको नागरिक होइनौँ के। त्यो दास प्रथा र दासीय सोच छ भने त्यसबाट मुक्त हुनुहोस्। सबैभन्दा पहिला हामी नेपाली एक हौँ भन्ने भावनालाई उद्धित गर्नुहोस् होइन। अनि के भन्नु थाहा छ लास्टमा जाँदै
Jai Chandra Surya. Oh, I was so wanting to say this line so much. Let's end on level. Let's say that once again. I'll end this and then we'll say that Sangai. So if you guys like this video, give it a like, comment your beautiful thoughts, and share गरिदिनु होला as much as you can, and especially subscribe to Aasha Times YouTube channel. त्यो subscribe को button चाहिँ please दबाएर put the post notification on. So let's do that.
So we say it together.
Yes. Jai Chandra Surya. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you so much, Subhash. It's a pleasure talking to you. I know you have to not only stay in a studio, come out. See, I wanted something different for you today. I'm sure the studio would have been a good option, but this is better. You
Exactly.
Breathe air. You breathe air.
Right.
And you enjoy that air.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, once again. Alright, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
हेलो ए कृष्ण प्रसाद, तिमी मेरो घरमा त्यो फोन लिएर आऊ त। फोन
भात खाने बेलामा किन बोलाउनु पर्यो होला? भात पुग्दैन फेरि।
भात पुग्दैन भन्ने कुरा गर्छ। जेलको भात खान जानुपर्ने हुनसक्छ अहिले, कुरा मिलेन भने। ए कृष्ण प्रसाद आऊ बस।
किन यस्तो हतार गरेर बोलाछ? के भयो?
त्यो फोन ल्याउ त।
फोन किन?
आफ्नो नामको सिम अरूलाई प्रयोग गर्न दिनु हुँदैन क्या। एउटाले दुरुपयोग गर्दैछ, छोरालाई प्रहरीले बोलाए, त्यसैले मेरो नामको सिम मैले लिएँ, तिम्रो नामको फोन तिमी लिऊ।
तिम्रो सिम मैले दुरुपयोग गर्छु होला त कहिले?
तिमीले नगर्ला हो, तिम्रो उसले गरिदिला, उसले गरिदिला। टाउकोमा किन बोझ बोक्ने दिमागमा?
ठिक छ,
भान्सा गरेर जानुस् न।
तपाईँ खानुस्।
कटहरको तरकारी पकाएको छु।
तपाईँ खानुस्।
काका त रिसाएर जानुभयो।
काका रिसाएर के भयो त? सिमको दुरुपयोग गर्दै भने अरू रिसाउँछन्।
आफ्नो सिम आफै मात्र प्रयोग गरौँ।